This is Arts Alive. I'm Lynda Philippi. My guests are Leslie Lucier and Ember Eastman, and they're here to talk about the play opening at Gallery very soon called Honk, which is a kind of an unorthodox musical, but it's sure to be a lot of fun. So welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
And I'm pretty sure that a lot of our listeners, watchers, show viewers here don't really understand what Honk is about. So maybe you two can fill us in.
Absolutely. Go ahead. Okay. So Honk is about, well, basically it's the story of the ugly duckling.
Okay.
And so that's a pretty general idea of how the storyline goes.
Okay.
But there's a lot of different characters that come into play as the character Ugly goes through his adventures.
Okay. Now, is he played as a regular person or is he played in a duck costume?
We are not dressing up in animal costumes.
Okay.
We are more of people, how would you even, people acting like
Okay.
animals with animal traits, I would say.
Right.
We all have animal traits, but we're not dressed. Well, you kind of are in a scene.
Yes, you know how some people, or maybe even all people, have animal attributes about
Sure.
them. You can say, wow, you know, that person, I can see a fox in them, or a cat, or they walk like a duck. And so it's more
Or
of-
the rat-faced boy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So there's little hints in the costumes and in the makeup that
Okay.
will be like that.
Okay. I see. And it's a musical. And is this, now, I know Carolyn McCloskey is directing. And so is this primarily aimed at children or adults or families or just everybody?
I would say everybody.
Okay.
It's a kid's show, but there is plenty of adult humor in it. So I don't think that the adults will be bored.
So
No.
it's like a family-friendly show.
Yes.
I mean, there's something for everybody, so
Yes,
to speak.
absolutely.
Okay, great. And Ember, what's your role?
I am playing Ida. I'm Ugly's mother.
Okay.
So,
So you were the one who slipped off with the swan.
No, I did not.
Okay, it wasn't like that.
Like that.
No, actually, we never actually touch on how the swan egg got into the duck's nest.
See.
So
Hence the family
you can
friendly.
take it any way you
I
want.
like it. It's about the diversity of the modern family.
There
I
you
love
go.
it. Okay.
That's a good way to look
As a
at it.
metaphor for life. I like that. And so you have the role of trying to console Ugly as he's ugly before he blossoms,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And what about you, Leslie?
I play a few different characters.
Okay.
In the first act, I'm Grace, who is this grand duck of the duckyard, and she wears a red band around her ankle because she is the finest duck on the duckyard. And then I am also a goose in the Wild Goose Chase song. And then in the second act, I'm a cat. I'm a domesticated animal who Ugly meets, and they have a wonderful little encounter. And then finally, I'm Mother Swan.
Okay.
So I'm 4 different animals.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of changing backstage for you, huh?
Yes, we were just talking about that.
were.
This show is going to be full of costume changes backstage.
Is this one of the things where everybody just sort of wears black leotards and tights and then just adds stuff over the top? Is that
should.
Yeah. Something like
I'll
that.
probably have about 4 layers on at some point
Yeah.
because
To
it's
start with,
easier.
probably.
Well, how's it been? I know with this snowstorm that we've had that there's been Carolyn, I keep seeing on her Facebook post, oh God, the snow. So how's it going?
Great.
Okay.
Thank God it's going away.
The snow.
The snow.
Yes.
But I mean, to some degree, I mean, if it is a musical, there's a lot that you can do at home on your own, like singing your part and those sorts of things, right?
Yes. And our musical director has been great about recording our parts, and then so we can take them home. We have access to them. And
Who is your musical director?
Bryn Hurdis.
Okay. And who's doing the costumes?
Well, it's kind of a collaboration.
Yes, it is. And there's quite a few ladies working on our costumes right now. Some of the moms. Carolyn and some backstage people. Everybody's just kind of pulling together.
Pulling together, okay. And you were saying it's a large cast?
It is a fairly large cast.
There's over 20 of us.
Is there really? I didn't realize there was that many.
Like some kids, I assume?
Yes.
Yeah?
My daughter is in it with
Is
me.
she? And how old is your daughter?
She will be 7 on the 18th.
Oh my goodness sakes, okay. And what's her role?
She's a duckling and a froglet. And what are we calling the?
Snowflakes.
Snowflakes.
Okay, nice. So she's going to be back there doing all the quick changes as well.
Yes, she will.
Is this her first acting?
It is, yes.
And what does she think?
She's having a blast.
Is she?
Yes, the nights are late. The rehearsal nights are late for her, but she's having a great time.
So she has to go into class the next day and say, no, really, I'm not hungover. It's rehearsal.
Yeah.
In first grade, yeah. Fourth
Give me cucumber patches for my eyes. The star must go on.
The kids are doing so great.
They are adorable.
are.
I would think this is fun. So you know that Shirley Temple passed away.
Yes.
Right. And I like clicked through and was reading her whole biography. And apparently when she was a really little girl, she got signed on to do, they call it baby burlesques or something. You know, they had little children dressed in provocative little numbers like they did back then,
Right.
kind of risque. But she said when the kids would misbehave, they'd make them go sit in a windowless sound room on a block of ice. And she said it wasn't really, a torture, but it just made you realize, because if you're sitting on a block of ice, you're very aware of time, right? And that time is money and you can't screw around. And this is show business and we need you to be professional. So I thought that was really interesting.
That is. I don't know if that would work with our kids.
Yeah, I don't know. They're actually doing fairly well about being quiet backstage.
So far.
Yes.
So far. They're not too comfortable with each other yet, though. So
Yeah.
let's see how that goes through the
So
run.
you'll have some sort of a wrangler.
Oh, yes.
Probably more than one.
There are
Several
definitely some
wranglers.
stage moms that will be around, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
With duct tape and
Hopefully.
peanut butter.
And snacks.
Like Mr. Red when you put the peanut butter in his mouth. Rah, rah.
All peanut butter spoon.
Exactly. So now let's talk about the dates.
Okay.
The dates are,
February 21st
Yes.
through March 15th.
okay. And do you know about the fundraiser on the 9th?
No.
Well, I do.
Yay, tell us about it.
You know what? I completely forgot it until just this moment. But on the 9th, Sunday the 9th, there's going to be a fundraiser, and it's a soup fundraiser. So several of the local businesses are going to donate soup, and then there'll be a number of other things, all the things that round out the meal, like salads and rolls and that sort of thing, and of course wine because, it's wine country.
Yeah.
And people can buy a ticket that day that's a combination to the soup meal and then the play.
Okay.
Do you know if the soup meal is going to be before or during intermission?
The soup meal will be before, and then there'll be dessert during intermission.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Wine before the show makes for a good audience.
Exactly. Yeah. Everybody's happy and relaxed.
Yeah.
does.
So much funnier.
Let's
We're
be
so
honest.
much
We
funnier.
are.
And then they're ready to start throwing coins at the stage.
That would be awesome.
As you take your bows. Yeah, coins with $50 bills wrapped
Please.
around them or something.
Yeah, preferably.
That would be great.
Yeah, the heck with roses, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Throw
Okay.
money.
Yeah. So, Ember, I know that you've been on the stage a number of times.
I have.
And what are some of the roles you've done at Gallery?
Well, let's see. The last role was the narrator in Joseph. Joseph in the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. I played Maria in Sound of Music, and I was with you for Velma in Chicago.
I love that. Yeah, you were fabulous in Chicago.
And let's see, what else? Some of the earlier ones were Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, and 42nd Street, I believe, started it all off
Okay.
12 years ago.
Oh, my heavens, okay. Well, you're too young to have such a long career, but we'll just let
Thanks.
that go.
Thank you very
Shirley
much.
Temple started when she was 3, so we'll just let
Right.
you.
I was 3.
Now, and Leslie, what about you?
This is my first time being on stage at Gallery, but I've been acting for almost 20 years now. And so I'm probably, someone asked me the other day, how many shows have I been in? And I don't know. It's probably over 30. So, and I have taken a brief hiatus from acting, so this is my first show after about 4 years of not doing theater. So it's been really, really refreshing. It feels like coming home, and just, yeah, it's been really great.
So where have you done a lot of acting?
I was a student at Willamette University, so that was where my training came from. But I started in middle school, and so high school and college, and
So you've just been going right along.
yes, and then at Pinnacle in Salem and Bag and Baggage Productions in Hillsborough.
Okay. And now, do you currently, both of you currently live in the area?
Or in the area.
Okay, nice. So maybe we'll be seeing more of you on Gallery's stage
Yeah, I hope
in the
so.
future. Yeah. How hard was it to pick it back up after a 4-year hiatus?
Well, like I said, it was just like coming back home. I was kind of concerned, can I still act? And it's been
Yes, you can.
great. Okay.
Yes. Yes, you can. It's like riding a bicycle.
It really is. It really is. It's been so
That's
nice.
great. Okay. So what are some of the other memorable things I guess you might want to talk about the show?
Memorable things about this, like what's already happened or what will happen in the
Well, you
Like
could talk
in the
about how
show.
fabulous Carolyn is if you'd like.
Oh,
to.
she is fabulous.
Okay.
She has taken on such a huge task.
She has. She's not only directing, she's doing so many other things. She's listed off all these things that are swirling around in
Yes.
her brain
She's
daily.
working on our set and
And the
designing the
costumes.
lighting and the costumes, and she's covered in paint right now because she's currently painting my nest.
Okay.
And let's see, what were some of the other big things? Oh, getting the eggs.
The eggs, that was a
Eggs
huge task.
for the little guys to come out.
I think I saw a picture of them practicing. Were they practicing in something?
They've been last night was the first night that we practiced with the actual eggs that they're going to come out
But weren't
of.
they practicing in something else? Were they practicing like in boxes?
Buckets.
Buckets.
Buckets. I saw them practicing in buckets.
Yes.
Okay.
They are
Oh,
still in the buckets. The buckets are the bottom of the egg.
Okay, because they have to practice crunching down into
Yes, and the poor little things have to be in there for
Too long.
4 scenes.
Yeah, quite a
So they have to be set opening of the show because that nest never moves.
We do have breathing holes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in case anyone was concerned.
In case anybody's concerned, yes.
Yeah, and a little seat.
And a feeding tube.
Don't they have a seat in there, like a little something?
No.
Oh, they don't? I
They
thought
just
were
scrunch. Hey,
sitting.
they're kids. You
Right.
know how kids
They
are.
probably like it.
They probably do.
I did hear last night that it was a little dark, but the breathing holes will help with the darkness too, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
And they'll have all the sounds and everything going on, so it's
Yes.
like they clearly know they're not alone, so it should be all right.
Right.
But that's been the biggest hurdle, I think, so far, is getting those eggs done and so that the kids can start practicing with them.
Right. I mean, it's always different when, you add children into the mix of anything, obviously, or animals, but kids. Because if it was an all-adult production, it'd be one thing, and if it was sort of an almost all-kid thing, it'd be different. But this is, you're trying to just do something that appeals to everybody and try to make it work. And obviously, it's something new,
It is.
because I don't think Gallery's ever done this before.
I
If
know,
they
they've never
had,
done Honk.
there'd be the eggs would be in the back room.
Right.
They will be now.
So now you can hold the other theaters hostage. We've got eggs.
Right.
Yeah, but we figured it
You
out.
can rent them.
Exactly. Well, ladies, I want to wish you lots of success and can't wait to see this production. I know it's going to be exciting and wonderful, and we'll just look forward to seeing you at Gallery.
Thank you.
Thank you.